The Axis modular technology is trying to deal with an unmet clinical need. That need is cage subsidence. We're focused on interbody fusion of the lumbar spine, and all of our technology is approaching the spine through the front as opposed to through the back, as per most traditional technologies in spinal surgery. There are a number of benefits for anterior surgery of the spine. Patient recovery is much faster because there's no cutting of muscles, and the surgeon is able to obtain a much better correction of the patient's spine and achieve superior spinal balance. So our first technology is an ALIF, anterior lumbar interbody fusion, and we'll be following that product up with lateral and oblique versions so that the surgeon can address the entire lumbar spine through a variety of anterior approaches.
What I have learned in 25 years of working in spine is there aren't that many truly disruptive and game-changing technologies that are being taken to market. The surgeon's reaction to it made me see that this is an opportunity that surgeons have actually been waiting for.
Okay, so a patient that's going to be going through an anterior lumbar interbody fusion or an ALIF, so the surgeon first off is approaching their spine through the front, through their abdomen. And why are they having that surgery done in the first place? Well, we have discs in between the vertebral bodies, and with time those discs can become damaged or just become degenerate. And as they lose fluid, they lose height. And in losing height, the nerves start to get compressed, causing the pain. And they're often losing some alignment as well. So with age, we start to tilt increasingly forward. Current technology involves placing a sort of one-piece cage in between the vertebral bodies to achieve that sort of height and angle. And if that's a one-piece device, in order to get that in through the narrow gap, the surgeon's got to hit it pretty hard. And in hitting it hard, the implant itself damages the structural integrity of the bone. So what we've done at Axis is we've developed a modular technology that allows the surgeon to first place the end plates of the device in a much shorter fashion, so that much less force is required in order to insert it. And then when it comes to placement of the core, the surgeon is able to deliver this with a very straightforward wedge within a wedge concept. The surgeon then carefully and in a controlled, precise fashion achieves the increase in height and increase in angle with minimal force, minimal damage, and as such, the correction achieved is better maintained than with conventional technology. Globally, the market for anterior lumbar cages is estimated about $1.5 billion. We're focused on the US market right now, which is about 800 million of that, and that's for each of the three approaches that we're developing technology for. Today, we have the direct anterior, the ALIF, and over the next 2 years, we'll be launching lateral as well as oblique versions of that technology. And so we will have a portfolio that can address that full $1.5 billion market.
Apart from their out-of-the-box work done on the actual product, Jon also early on saw the opportunity of using virtual reality as a platform for engagement and education.
So what we're able to do now is to host meetings where we invite surgeons to our virtual quarters. They can be anywhere in the world, and we have a deep dive into the technology, explaining exactly how the product works, how it's different from our competitors. They can see the technicalities, they can see all of the features, they can even put their head inside of the implant. And it gives them a much better overview of what is so different about this device and how it works. It's also very, very efficient, and we can see multiple people in a day from the different parts of the world. We're a British company focused on the US, so it saves a huge amount of time, it saves a lot of cost. So what's been great at Axis is seeing some of the top minds in global spine embrace the technology, validate some of the key differentiators of this technology, and become excited in what this can represent for their patients. And hearing the patient testimonials of how patients are leaving hospital within hours of the surgery, and again, touch wood, are doing fantastically well and maintaining their corrections. That's satisfying. So in closing our Series A, the business is very well funded. We've got at least 2 years cash runway, which gives us time to prove the technology, both clinically as well as the preclinical testing that we've done to date. It allows us to complete the development of the lateral and the oblique offerings, and then really drive commercial adoption of that portfolio product to place us as one of the leaders and one of the drivers in anterior lumbar surgery.